Yo, what up YouTube gang? I'm Jay Pats, and this week we're going to be breaking down this smooth guitar boom trap type beat. And the reason I say boom trap is just because it's got an 808 and then it's also got some boom bap elements. So I figured why not? I'm going to just call it boom trap. Anyway, it's something I feel like I could hear J. Cole on, so I'm going to show you a preview of the beat and let's just jump right into it. And then here it just drops in with the 808. So for me, I feel like my strengths as a producer are more drum focused and bounce focused. In this beat, I didn't do my own melody, I used a sample, so for you haters out there, I don't really care, this beat's fire anyway. On most beats, I like to start with a melody idea, whether it's a sample or my own melody, because it just kind of lets me figure out what I think the bounce should be, which is where I like to put my focus on my beat. So for this, I found a super dope melody online that I loaded up into a Serato sample and then just played the chops. I didn't do any like crazy chops with it too, I just kept it the loop. I just like chopping stuff just in case I want to manipulate it in a specific way. It just gives me more control instead of just looping the audio. So yeah, I heard that and I was inspired by that, so I obviously made this beat with it. It also had this dope bass line, so I'm gonna play that for you. That shit fire, mad simple too. So for me, that was like a dope rhythm to mess with and just start to build drums, percussion, and just movement around. So even if I end up quantizing like my kick, for example, I like to play it freely just because I might play something or I might make a mistake that I wouldn't have necessarily programmed in. So this is what I did with the kick after figuring out what I wanted to do. Alright, so next I did the rim shot. And at the end I did that like little offbeat rim shot because it just gives it more bounce and rhythm instead of just playing everything on the 2 and the 4 all the time. That's why I did that. Then I had 2 layers of hats just to give it more movement, and these I did not quantize. So here's the first set of hats. So yeah, I just ended up finger drumming it like that and then kind of kept the swing. You'll see here, it's not like fully on, kind of behind. Alright, so I also added in this other layer of hats, and what these kind of did was they're a little bit louder, so they emphasize every beat. So they would just hit in on the 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll show you how that goes. And just so you could get a better idea of why I did that and how it helps with this swing, I'll show you both the hats together. See how it's just emphasizing that beat so that it adds more movement? Alright, and then there were just like little sounds I added in, like this perk. And then a cowbell at the end of the phrase. I also did this little perk loop. Had a crash. Little triangle. Alright, so that was pretty much what I had as the hook part of the beat, so let me just play that for you. Dope bounce. So this is how it sounds with the bass and the melody. So dope vibe already. I knew the beat was pretty much almost done at this point. I just wanted like some change ups, and that was it for the most part. So what I did for the second half of the hook was duplicated these chops and then pitched them up an octave. And then I added RC20 and filtered them out a bit, and that just adds like a second layer of texture. So the melody kind of just feels like it's growing even more. I'll play you the melody without that texture, and then I'll show you how it sounds with it. And then this is with it. You can see as I solo and unsolo, it's mad subtle, but it just adds something that, just extra movement that helps so much with making your beats not feel as repetitive, almost subconsciously, because it's something that you can't even really hear that well. Okay, and then what was super dope about this melody that I found is it was almost like a layup, because it had the main melody, it had the bass, and then it had these keys separate. So what I did was I took these keys and used them for the change up of the beat. Super smooth keys. I copied the drums that I had again. I didn't use that second hat that I had, the emphasizing hat, but most of the other drums are there except the Perc. I just added an 808 on there and took out the bass. Mad simple 808 pattern too. On the 808, you might have heard that I had a little glide in there on this note. And the way I did that was go to note expression. It used to be up here, but this is the beta version of Ableton, so it's updated, and I guess they moved it over here. I just noticed that too. But yeah, just basically, you could draw in from anywhere and then choose how many semitones you want to go up. Then if you hold down Alt, you could change the bend of it. This feature is super dope. I don't do a ton of 808 glides, but when you want to do some crazy glides, Ableton's fire for this. Oh, what I forgot to mention is I added in these two open hats. The drums with the 808 and the keys sounds like this. I did kind of this, like, I don't know if I'd call it a pre-hook or just like a breakdown or a bridge or whatever you want to call it, but I basically took out all the bass and I added this drum break in there, and I used the part that I used for the intro. So it just feels like a different section and gives you that little change up. So this is how it sounds. So I'm gonna just break down the arrangement for you, and we're gonna get out of here. All right, so I used this little part from the sample for the intro. And then it just drops into the hook. 8-bar hook, and then I guess you could say 8-bar verse and then 4-bar either pre-hook, or you could call it part of the verse or whatever you really want. With the verse part, it has the keys, and I took out that main sample. And then also I bring the 808 in. What's super important when you're arranging your beat, or at least for me when I like to do arrangements, is making your sections feel different, and not where you overproducing them, but just where there's sections that either feel like stripped away, which I like to do for the verse, and then there's parts that are more busy, which might be the hook, or just might have like a main melody or a lead, or just something separating parts of a beat. Yeah, so that's just a thought to keep in mind. Like you could hear the hook sounds pretty big compared to the verse, and then it drops into the verse and it opens up a lot. I like to differentiate my hook and my verse in some form or another, and in this form it was just putting the keys and taking out the main sample. So I'll show you how that sounds. See how it just feels like it opens up and it gives the artist space? That's why I did that. Pre-hook and then back into a hook. What do we do here? And then we had like another breakdown, same thing as before, and then just back into a hook. And then a simple outro, same as the intro. Yeah, mad simple. So that's pretty much how you make like a smooth guitar boom trap beat, which is what I'm gonna call it. Thank you for checking out the video and tapping in with me. Please don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell so that you don't miss another video from me. I'm here to just keep sharing my knowledge and growing with you guys, so let's get it. I'm Jay Pats. Peace.